I welcome all to my presentation. The topic is should we teach grammar in EFL classrooms? And here, we'll see what the EFL teachers believe about teaching English grammar. First of all, I will give a brief outline of my presentation. First, there will be an introduction. Then I'll move to literature review, a brief literature review. Then I'll focus on the studies. Then after that, the findings and results will be discussed. Then after the conclusion, there will be a question time. This is my plan. Let's see how it is going. Learning English as a foreign language means mastering the 4 skills and systems of the language. So grammar is considered as the foundation of 4 languages. Therefore, learning grammar helps us to acquire that language. Since grammar teaching is a hot topic in English language teaching, different aspects of grammar teaching have been investigated so far. However, there is no unanimous view on the effectiveness of grammar teaching in English classroom because the scholars are divided into 2 opposite poles, 2 extreme poles. Pro grammar teaching and anti-grammar teaching. The scholars they support teaching English, grammar. They feel that grammar is the backbone of the language, so grammar must be taught in EFL classrooms. Others, those who are against teaching grammar, they feel that language is for communication, so explicit and direct teaching of grammar is of no use in the classroom, so it shouldn't be taught. So consequently, there has been an ongoing debate about the effectiveness of grammar teaching in the EFL classroom. Here, as we know that the beliefs play a key role in any human action as well as English language learning and teaching. For example, Pajaris has found that there is a strong correlation between teachers' beliefs and classroom practice. Similarly, Williams and Burden point out that teachers' beliefs and their view about teaching influence classroom teaching greatly. As a result, a number of studies have focused on perception, both students and the teachers' perception of teaching and grammar teaching in particular. And although roles of beliefs in language learning has been investigated throughout the world and around the world, very few studies have focused on Omani EFL teachers in context. For example, Al-Kalbani examined school teachers and students' perception of grammar teaching. Nagaratnam and Al-Makhlafi investigated pre-service teacher trainees' perception, and Ali 2019 compared teachers' perception and practice. However, no study has examined EFL teachers' perception on why students learn grammar. Why do they need grammar, to my knowledge? So this small study is an attempt to fill the gap found in the literature. So let us see the purpose of the study. The purpose of this qualitative study is to explore EFL teachers' perception about the reason for learning grammar. Therefore, this study attempts to answer these research questions. What are the uses of learning grammar? Why do EFL students need grammar? This study was carried out in the Department of English, Al Buraim University College in Oman, 2018 and 19. Okay, when I was studying there, when I was teaching there. The participants were 9 EFL teachers, those who were working in the Department of English and those who were teaching English and grammar to undergraduate students. Now let's see the data collection and the data analysis method that I have used. I have used 2 techniques, 2 data collection techniques like open-ended questionnaire and semi-structured interview. The data was analyzed thematically using general framework given by Miles and Huberman and steps suggested by Creswell. First of all, the data was edited, then the data was coded, then the codes were analyzed to find out any emerging themes. Then the themes were grouped based on similarities and differences. Finally, these themes were explained verbally. So now let's see the findings and what the teachers believe about teaching grammar, whether they are against or for. They are supporting teaching grammar. All the participants, including the native speaker, you see, out of 9 participants, one of them was a native speaker. Even native speaker believe that grammar learning is very important to EFL learners. They believe that grammar learning and teaching help students in many ways, it helps them to acquire English, understand the meaning, and develop accurate English and improve language skills. Furthermore, it helps the students to communicate effectively. Now let's see in detail. Yeah, according to the data, if any student learn grammar, it helps them to learn English. So they believe that grammar learning helps them to acquire English because grammar gives them a structure of English. And for example, if you cite an example of the participants, teacher 3, he says that if there is no grammar learning, they will not learn, the students will not learn any English. Similarly, participant 7 stated that other learners grammar for conscious learning because others, they learn consciously, unlike the children. Here, see the participant 5 says that since all languages follow grammatical pattern, it is essential in language learning. So this is the first, the use and the first, the need, for the learners when they, learn grammar. This is the use of learning grammar. The second one, they need grammar to understand the meaning. Here comes, the both meaning, the literal meaning and the contextual meaning. To understand literal meaning and the contextual meaning, they need to know the grammar. So the grammar helps them to understand the explicit and implicit meaning, direct and indirect meaning. For example, the participant teacher 2 believes that teaching grammar helps our students to analyze the sentence. It helps them to understand meaning semantically and pragmatically. Means to understand the semantic meaning and pragmatic meaning, one should know the grammar of that language. According to the participant student, the teachers, grammar helps the students to develop, to communicate effectively in meaningful context. So 3 participant teachers connected grammar with the communication skills. They view that grammar learning and teaching is necessary to communicate effectively in meaningful context. Since grammar develops the learners logical skills, they can think logically if they study grammar, and grammar teaches the functions and uses of the English, and it builds confidence. Means if they have grammar, they have the confidence to communicate with others, both in written and spoken. See, for example, according to the participant teacher 5 says that without a good grammar, the communication is impossible because it helps us learners to develop. Yes.
5 minutes, please.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Miss, I'm going to keep the time. Similarly, the participant 7 claimed that grammar learning develops effective communication. So she believes that grammar doesn't only facilitate the learning process in English, but builds the confidence, especially when the learner has good English grammar. The participant teachers believe that grammar learning develop communicative competence. As we know that one, communicative competence includes 4 competences: linguistic competence, grammatical competence, and sociological competence, and the communication competence. So all these, develop the communicative competence. So learning grammar develops communicative competence and helps us to speak with the native speakers as they speak. And another important, the use and the need, to learn grammar is that it improves language skills. So the relation is reciprocal, means one can learn grammar by reading, writing, speaking, and again, a good grammar helps the learners to read well, listen well, and write well, and speak well. Another thing, learning grammar helps the learners to develop accuracy. So they say that anyone can learn language, but it will be broken English if there is no good grammar. So see, for example, I can cite the example of participant teacher 8. No learner can learn a language correctly without the most basic knowledge in grammar. No one can claim teaching good English if no attention is paid to grammar. The last point is to develop academic English. So if you want to have a good academic English, you must have good grammar knowledge. For example, participant 9, the native speaker participant, believe that grammar enables EFL learners to have accurate academic English. Anyone can learn English. They can learn English from streets, but it's not an academic, English. If EFL students want good academic English, they must have, good grammar and knowledge, and they must have the grammatical competence. And here, what I conclude here, this is small, the study that I have, I did at BUC, Burma University College, when I was teaching there, shows that EFL teachers believe that grammar teaching is very important to EFL students, and it helps them to acquire English, develop grammatical competence, communicative competence, develop their language skills, and to improve their communication, and they can have good communication skills, and they can have accurate, good English. That's all from me. Thank you very much. You can contact me. This is my email.
Thank you, Dr. Muhamedali, for this informative presentation about the grammar teaching. Nowadays, the students don't like grammar. Well, they think that if you focus on grammar, you belong to the old age. Anyway, thank you again. I would like to remind the audience that we will be having a session for questions and answers. Please don't forget your questions, please.